Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And first, I'd like to thank you for your service on this committee. You know, during your time as chairman, you've really embraced emerging technology as a means of facilitating more efficient and accessible capital formation. And while we haven't agreed on everything, I have appreciated your willingness to reach across the aisle and the focus you've given to the technical issues that I think we both agree are going to absolutely reshape the global financial system. And thank you again for your leadership, Mr. Chairman. You know, and I too resonate with the story of your father's business startup. You know, when I was a 19-year-old kid, my little brother and I started this company with $500 from my parents. They, I guess, were our venture supporters at that time. And the company now manufactures the majority of theater stage lighting in the U.S. It's got 1,300 employees. It operates in flyover country. It operates out of Middleton and Mazomanie, Wisconsin. It's got about 1,300 employees, about $430 million a year. And it is, as of the first of this year, it's 100% employee owned. And this is a real American success story, and I'm very proud that to have been part of it. And now, Mr. Butler, thank you for joining us today and for your testimony that was really focused on the importance of data privacy in developing the financial system. You know, there's been a lot of recent progress in this area made with the finalization of the CFPB's open banking rule and the recent proposal to restrict the sale of personal data via financial data brokers. You know, this cannot go, without a lot of oversight. And now, in my view, and you mentioned in your testimony, identity verification and data privacy really go hand in hand. You cannot solve privacy until you've solved digital identity. You know, if you the simple thing under most of these privacy regimes, citizens have the right to go up to a company and say, "Show me the data you're holding on me." To which the very next question is, "Who the heck are you?" All right, and how do you prove you're not some scammer just trying to steal the data? The only answer to that, and the one that's being implemented in countries around the world, is to get out your cell phone and present your digital identity certificate. Within the next year, every citizen of the EU is going to have an EU identity app that allows them to prove they are who they say they are, including in an online environment. In India, if you want to give a pauper 3 rupees, you both get out your cell phones, you authenticate your bank accounts, and you can transfer 3 rupees from your bank account to the paupers with 0 fees, all right? And that is really, it's unlocked just a flowering of fintech startups in India. And not only that, India is now selling the software, I think it's distributing it open source to other countries. And those countries are taking it over because they want zero-cost payments, authenticated payments. But the starting point of that is a secure digital identity and the ability to prove you are who you say you are. So I think that is really the next frontier, that if you want crypto you can trust, if you want financial transactions you can trust, you have to be able to deal with this. And also the whole problem with deepfake impersonations. I think probably most of you are familiar with the $25 million heist that happened when a financial officer went on a Zoom with his boss and coworkers, not realizing they were all deepfake impersonations, and was tricked into transferring $25 million into an account that disappeared. This is the future, and it's coming at my constituents and everyone's constituents quickly. So, Mr. Butler, can you say a little bit about where you see digital identity as being an important key to lowering costs for fintechs, for KYC, and everything that it's being implemented for?
Sure, and appreciate the question, Congressman Foster. I think that you're right that this is an area that needs a lot of attention and innovation, to be frank. I think that we need to see especially that our values as a democratic society are embedded in the tools that use and the infrastructure that we use to secure our systems. I think that one concept I would mention also that should inform the work on identity verification is decentralization. I think for far too long our identities are locked up and controlled by either a governmental entity or a quasi-governmental entity and credit reporting agencies that we don't have power over and we don't have ability to regulate. And there's been a lot of hardship imposed by insecurity in the identity system, specifically over broad overuse of the Social Security number as both an identifier and a verifier.
It's not a shared secret. I can go buy yours for 75 cents on the dark web.
Exactly, right. And we need a return to actual functional shared secrets, and also the ability of individuals to control how much of their identity they reveal in any given interaction, because if we look to the physical analog of the driver's license, as that information on those identifications became digital, there was no concordant protection. And they're getting scanned, and everything is getting sent off the
So
day
I'd
of
say
breach.
that this really should be high on the agenda of the upcoming Congress, and thank you again, Chair McHenry, for everything.
Well, thank you, Dr. Foster, and thank you for sporting the bow tie for the moment. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I have problems with the polka dots. Normally I would draw the line at polka dots.
The gentleman from Ohio, the Vice Chair of the Digital Asset